Hey, back everybody. So today, it's going to be very interesting to start. So you know how I've been threatening to remake the biofluid network? Yeah, I kind of did. I got to a point where it's not perfect by any means, but I'm willing to leave it in. And so I have my own modified code in right now. As you can see, there's a little bit of activity as a result. This is all pent-up demand. Um, Let me describe the problems I found with the biofluid network. One of them is graphical, like right there. I know how to fix that, I just haven't done it yet. I have to add in a patch layer on top. That'll bring it in line with everything else. Um, the first and most obvious problem was it would launch multiple biofluid creatures without them ever having any purpose. So instead of sending one, they would send seven, and I was constantly out of biofluid critters. These, however, all have purpose. They've all been shaken loose, and there's a huge backlog of saline to be delivered, and that's what we're seeing happen right now. All of these guys are on valid missions. This is kind of in part to how I've done things up to this point, how I've designed things. But you notice none of these guys went home empty-handed. That's probably going to change because this system isn't perfect yet. So another problem I found is that um, the provider tanks are very small, only 20K in there, and that's not a lot of liquid. And individual robots would call dibs on it without any thought of anything behind it. So it would the robot would leave the Gorbachev would leave the biopyanoport, would call dibs on something in a container, and then would hold that lock. That container will be locked until that guy could flit all the way down there and take some. And this takes a long time. That's not a lot of bandwidth. So I kind of ripped that out. I put in laws so that if a container is completely full, we should pretend like it has a huge tank behind it. It's well supplied, in other words. And so now we get this absolute flood coming into. Under these rules, I shouldn't have 4 tanks open. It's not going to help me. This is a sign you need a direct line. But you see, they don't all go here, though. They're all on individual missions, and these missions are doing well. Now, the problem with all this, of course, is because there was all this stickiness in the system. There's a huge backlog of fluids to be distributed, and we don't have enough saline production right now, so that's going to be a huge bottleneck. It's going to cause problems in a bit, because if we were to keep watching it, we'd see another wave come out. Like, this isn't it. It's when the first wave gets back and there starts to be spare Gorbachevs ready. They'll flit down and they'll try to give the saline tanks the same treatment, but there isn't the same supply. So what's going to happen is they're going to mob it because there is legitimate demand out there for saline, and then each one of these guys is going to grab a little. Like, I'm talking like 100 saline. And then that's a very bad use of Gorbachev time. So I think maybe I will put in a rule where if it tries to pick up fluid and can only get like 10% of it, it goes away. But then that's also a bad use of time because it's flying all the way down here and all the way back. The problem is when the Gorbachev leaves the Pyanoport, it cannot have any assurance that there will be fluid in the provider tank by the time it gets there. Under the previous system that existed, however, it was very stiff and slow and it was prone to locking up. Because the problem with locking up is that there's dibs called on resources in the provider tank, and then there's notes for incoming liquid on the receiver tank. And what would happen in a lockout, like right here, it was like, no, that dibs have been called, and when it's in transit, like right there, there's a note on wherever it's going saying, I've got this much coming. So it knows how much to request, and that's fairly nice. But the problem is, if you would say just pick this guy up, or do something, I don't know, somewhere along the way in this world, in a way I do not understand fully, it was having dibs called and the ability to release dibs just non-existent. And it was saying, I have fluid incoming, but the fluid was not coming. And so it would lock up and it would never be serviced. And that was the primary bug that I think we were experiencing before. That systems just wouldn't work because it would lock up from informational deadlock. And I think this new system gets rid of that as well. But it's not totally perfect. And it's just at a point where I think I'll just let it go for a little bit just to see how it works. This all has to be tested for like tens of hours before I could submit a patch anyway. So we're just going to see how I feel about this. What do we have going on here? What's our problem? Have we been denuded of bots? No, we've been denuded of repair packs. That's no good. Alright. So that's how I spent my evening last night. I play Factorio, and then after that I think about Factorio. I'm not obsessed. You're obsessed. And we have to kick off the biomass primary generator, which we made right over here. No, next block over. You need some tree seeds, my friend. How can we ever have a lack of tree seeds? Well, this situation right here. And then just kind of dunk in. Off you go now. And we'll sit and watch it work. So I'm just going to observe how the biofluid network behaves right now. It doesn't waste anything. It's just when the system is overstressed, which means there isn't enough. Are you going? Oh, because you're still enabled, disabled. Oh no, friend. I want you going. So first off, all you guys have to be like that. Is everyone going now? Glad I looked at this, right? Here, we're done with this. And then goodbye, notepad. So we're just going to see how it goes. If I get good vibes about everything that's happening right now, we'll keep it. And if it has terrible side effects and I look at it and I hate it, we won't keep it. I hear that there's widespread discontent with the biofluid system as is, and might be on its way out, which is a shame because I think it fills a very important niche. Why is this over long? Alright, seeds being made, biomass being made in a primary fashion. It's probably not going so great right now. It needs time to ramp up. Yeah, the seeds need to build up so there's constant availability. We're getting there. In fact, I think we are there. Alright, so this is going to be an enormous draw on carbon dioxide and muddy sludge, which is fine. Alright. So that's working. And just every once in a while, we're going to have to go peek in on the biofluid system and see how it's doing. Because the two things I'm looking at are number of Gorbachevs in the Pyanoports. I'm expecting that after we get through like an hour of just rush, that it will relax a little bit. And then maybe I'll start looking at like pressure problems and see how many of these pressure problems are from my own design principles. Like, why did you put down 4 receivers? Well, it's trying to make the last system work. But we're not under the last system anymore. We're under a new system. So I will have to adjust, and we're just completely dry of saline. This is a primary problem. Alright, don't look at that. We'll have to make the drilling fluid and then use that to turn here. I'll even show you. Saline water, which is, of course, where are you? Saline water, distilled engineer tears. Oh, good. So there's this recipe, and this is pretty great. It needs drilling fluid Mach 2, which I could just do. Mark II. Type 2. Sorry, there's type and there's mark and there's mock. But this is very expansive. If it didn't require small parts, I would ship around drilling fluid and have the saline made on site, but that's not how it goes. So we're going to have to make a giant saline maker, probably replacing this. Salt is too precious for this, and it's just not enough. So that's in our future, just not right now. We don't need things working great at the moment. What we do need is to march forward. And we are heading towards the last additives for titanium, and then we're probably going to start on titanium. That sounds like a wonderful, wonderful way to play the game today. So what I got right over here, we need to make MIBC, sodium chlorite, and Alamac. And this is all pretty simple, right? MIBC right here just needs to be made. Maybe I'll make you first. And you need to be made in large quantities. So we need a bunch of mixers. And then we need sodium chlorate. That's you. You're a solid. And you're just salt and steam. Salt's too valuable to turn to saline water. Just truth. And that's in an electrolyzer. That's wonderful. Now our last candidate is Alamac. And that's in a wet scrubber. And that's more stuff I need. And I think you are on the Biofluid network. Alright, so things I need. I need a brick of electrolyzers. I need a brick of mixes. Mixes are right there, right? I'm learning to shop in my own mall. I need one more of those, I believe. And then we need wet scrubber. That's a pulp mill. Don't confuse a wet scrubber with a pulp mill. No, don't do that. Don't. These should not be two different buildings. I'm sorry, guys. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me. What's the difference, really? Probably take that with me too. Alright, so what I need to do now is find the site. And these are two liquids. I think I'm just going to go right here. Yeah. Maybe I can sneak the electrolyzer one right there. Actually, that's a pretty good idea, I think. It's going to require salt in, though, right? Salt and steam. That was sodium chlorate, right? So no, there's too much going in there. And then the one for the mixer is not Armac, not Alamac. I don't actually know what I'm looking for anymore. It's fallen right out of my head. MIBC. That's what we're looking for. MIBC. And that's solid in, liquid out. Bunch of solids. Alright, don't think about any of this. Just run down and let's go set this up. I grab windmills? No, but I have them. I pre-grabbed them. And do I want to... I don't know if I want to leave this for extension of rubber. Oh, nice. The worthless coal recipe finished. Here, as a gift to myself. Research production. Good job. Do that thing. Yeah, this square remains cursed right now. I really think I should fill it with rubber. Like, that seems like such a good idea to me. But not right now, I suppose. Who is clean? You is clean. Right there. And right there. Okay, so now we begin. We're gonna need... did I get any whales? No, I have no whales. That's terrible. Alright, first trip back in today. So, up. One of the few things we still need to import. Whales. Yay. Thank you. Straight back. And then what we need is to design a mixer maker right here. So mixes, and we're doing probably 80, right? That sounds right. Let's figure it out. MIBC. We need, so it's going to be a standard 2 set with this running down the middle. Beacon space on either side. Maybe another block down there. It makes a lot, so that's good. So copper in, and then we need petroleum and acetone, and maybe we need a pipe of petroleum, which is perhaps possible. But we're going to start out with the biofluid network. Reach for the stars, right? I had been afraid that individual providers were getting knocked off the network somehow, and I would have to do pipe geometry, but that was not so. It was all just notation kept on each one. Petroleum, thank you. Come in now. And the other thing is acetone. Come in now. I welcome you in. And then we will end up with MIBC out. Which is going to need a pipeline, but is also going to need exit. Are you going to get tanks? MIBC. Do you get tanks? You need lots of it, is the thing. It's in titanium. It's in tin. I suppose I'll do full tanks, right? Given that I'm already moaning that we need lots of it. Alright, so that's going to need a line out to the west. And the best thing to do, I think, would probably be this. And you come like this. And you draw like this, right? It's fairly easy, I believe. Big H. And then the MIBC can come just down like this. And we even stab that right there. And then this isn't the wrong line. This is still pretty good. Then, well, the problem comes from, well, one's going to have to go on the outside. That's all there is to it. So you're in, you're in. We need a leaper, and there, we're good. This should be done very quickly. Copy, then a big H. I said a big V is what I meant, obviously. Yeah, this is going to be a little tight. I mean, okay, a little bulky is what what I'm actually trying to say here. There, we have a unit. Huzzah, yes. And that's complete. Here, we'll put a mushroom from the MIBC right here. Right there, like so. Almost like so. Okay. So now we need to pick you up. We have to move you down by like 2. We need to look at it. Yeah, that's good. Then we're gonna leave nice beacon space here. Or we're gonna leave a via in a second. So hold on. A nice via too. Yeah, right there. You guys will be hooked up like so. This is hooked up like so. I need to go get another mixer because, of course, I've grabbed 10 and I only need 12. Oh, wait a second. This doesn't need to be quite like so. This line doesn't have to be here. No, the acetone comes up. It's the acetone line that doesn't need to be here. Excuse me. So pick up that can. And then we will do a staple right here, connecting the high and the low. There. It's good, right? And now we just have to trim the edges. That's you, it's you, it's you, 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 and you. And there's more over here. And it's highly unlikely we'll ever be running this at full speed. But it's fun to think about running at full speed, you know? Alright, so there's our fluids in. We need to work on getting this guy up and going. So that's pretty good, I think. Just like so, and like so, and like so. Whale out here. Whale hungry. Add destination Cooper. Where are you at, Cooper? You are right here. We have lots of you now. Fill cargo. Add destination right here. Empty cargo. And then have a snack, and off you go. Great work. There we are. Alright, so we need one more mixer, and then we'll hook that up, and then we should be ready to go, right? We will have done the first of the last intermediates. Sir, why are you so far away? I can see you, but you are not here. Alright, there we go. Got an entire... How are we doing here? I don't like how many are going on fruitless quests, but I think that's mostly my fault. Because what's happened here is saline has filled up and it's signaled that it's overfull. But it's not this level of overfull. The problem is that the provider tanks are really very small. I think the next step is to increase their size to 100k. Because it's just so small. It's just so very, very small. And if they're at 100k, the old system would work better too. So I might revert the change I made here and then try another change instead. But the div system was so brittle. It would require finding the place where it was getting lost, and I don't think anyone wanted to do that. Where is the quad saline tank? Right there. It's like, no. You are not actually doing what you think you're doing right here. So, this goes away. Yeah. Like, it really should just be one receiver, as a rule. I will think about that. But the ultimate problem is make more saline. I don't have enough saline. And so, as long as that sin persists, I'm gonna have a bad time. Alright, so here we are. That guy's bombing it in. This is acetone, which means that this is petroleum gas. There you go. MIBC online. We're making so much BIC. Now we gotta smuggle this over and we have to make a tank for it. Probably right over here. It doesn't have a place in the natural scheme of things, like so much else in this factory. So I suppose it's just a matter of getting a good line. So we're at the point where we have to survey. So is this a good line right here? I can't just pick a line and go for it anymore. This looks like it might hold up. Maybe I should have just picked a line and went for it. Yeah, this works. Alright, so let's go. We'll be following in the path of flue gas here. Good. Perfect. No. as we leave behind our master and strike out on our own. Okay, and then plug into the MIBC, which is right here. And bam. There you go. Plenty of methyl isobutyl carbinol. Next, build a tank for them. Begin just consuming all the petroleum gas in the entire factory. And then we'll have to measure it. So on and so forth. Problems happen, problems are. There, straight through. And then this will be our home, because it's the most natural line. We go up, we find wax, as we know wax is modern. Wax is completely full, which is joyous to see. And then it goes one down from the line. So, MIBC is here. Okay, right there. And there's also another graphical problem. This little circle right here, I've learned that's over eager highlighting. It should not be. Shouldn't be. Alright, that should be though. Alright, so okay. Right there. And good. We are now in. There's going to be a line going out to titanium. Oh, I still haven't fixed that. Here, let's do that. Let's do that right now. Let's go get anything but pink or yellow. We'll make the factory a little better place. Put in hard mode. Thanks, guys. You know, see a problem, solve a problem. Don't let the problems fester. Such is the path of the weak individual. Don't be weak. It's embarrassing for everybody. Right here? Where'd I have that? Where's my exclamation point? I put this down for a reason, and now I can't find it. Oh, it's right over there. It's on the other side. Alright, got it. It's over by the MIBC. Naturally. Alright, Sue, put this down. Thank you. Now I can get rid of that. Alright, good. Now we need to add the BIC to the circuit network. And then add it to monitoring. Good. Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. And it's... Where have we located this wondrous substance? It appears it is on left-hand side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th down top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here. You are MIBC. Methyl Isobutyl Carbinol. There. Okay, good. So, now, we move on to the next thing, right? Which is, do I do the salt? Probably do the salt. Salt probably shouldn't be over near the liquid stuff, though. For reasons I would hope would be obvious. Alright, so let's skip ahead to the wet scrubber and look at Alamac. Alamac. There you are. Here in liquid land. And Alamac, what are you used in? I don't even know if I need this. You are used in very small amounts. You need 38 Alamac. What is this? Who did this? Stand up, identify yourself. Who did this? Alright, so you are a biofluid only chemical. And how much are you made? You're made pretty fast. I want to say you're biofluid only, and you're going to get slipped in this little spot down here. I'm just going to do one row of Alamac. I don't think anything more is going to be needed. Alright, so let's do this. It's just a liquid-liquid transformation, right? So oleochemicals and aromatics. We might need an aromatic pipe. We almost assuredly need an aromatic pipe. It's 250 per. And we could probably manage that, right? This is an aromatic waste pipe, which should be a direct line. Yeah, okay, we're going to bring an aromatic pipe over, because it needs just so much. Again, this is why we locate this in the liquid quarter. And we see how transparent we are down here. Okay, so this is hot air, which has not caused me grief yet, but it will. That's what it does. It likes it too much. Look at me hopping from via to via because I built this base properly and I'm able to slip in completely undetected, not disturbing the existing structure at all, just like a ghost. Overcoming the logistic problem through dint of foresight and discipline. So we're going to put the input and the output up here. It's always best to be further north. It saves a little flight. And so this will be the Alamac out. Here. So we want provider, and we want requester. Now you're hooked up. Oh wait, there you are. You're facing the wrong way though. And attack. And I want you to request oleochemicals. Completely plant-based, vegan oleochemicals, by the way. Still wondering about the wisdom of putting 2 of them down. I wonder about the wisdom of a lot of things I do. Alright, so if we do this, and then a big V, this is going to be fairly natural, right? This is just a liquid-liquid transformation, so just put it right in the center. So this allows us to tap in right here without consuming another line, which is virtuous. And then we'll do kind of the exact same thing right here. And then 2 up. That. Super simple, right? And that's not going to happen. Yeah, and we just do this. And it's going to be easy. We stick a power pole in it to show that we liked it. And we grab the entire set. And we leave. Oh, we're not gonna. We have to leave a via first off. Alright, so don't do that. Don't do that thing that you almost did. Don't do it. Don't do that either. Grab that. This is what we want. This is what we actually need. So do that. And then we need one more, right? Just for completeness, not because we think it's ever going to be needed. There you go. This actually lines up very well. Look at that. Straight lines. Straight lines, virtuous lines. Alright, so you have all of that you need. And this has everything it needs going back and forth. So all that's necessary now is hooking this up. Oleochemicals arrived yet? No. May be having trouble getting a biofluid agent. Alright, down again. No, wait, I'm hooking it into oleochemicals. Stop. Stop. Idiocy detected. Stop. Idiocy detected. There we go. We have determined that someone is making an idiotic decision. Warning. Warning. This is not a drill. Idiocy detect. That's a tree. Just absolutely not. Just constant scouting and probing. So, we do not have oleochemicals here. This makes me big mad. Very big mad. Where did I put oleochemicals? Right here. We are clearly full up. Clearly, we have the opportunity to... We have agents at rest, so that's not a problem. And we have a bunch of guys derping around because I overfilled it. So we should have oleochemicals being delivered, right? But do you see any? I see a pipeline of oleochemicals. They didn't sneak in on me. Is this a problem? There's oleochemicals. Alright, so that's methanol. Oh, okay, so there was no problem. Okay, good. Good. Alright. I came close to having a freak out there, having a little panic or risky. But there was no need. Everything was fine. I just had to have faith in my own code, which is, simple. I know what I'm doing. Of course I do. I'm a professional. Alright, right there. There. Spring to life, making me Alamac. Okay, so that's chemical number 2. Alamac, checked off. MIBC, checked off. Now we have to make sodium chlorate, which is a solid. Oh wait, we didn't, yeah we did, never mind. What are we missing here? Oh, we're missing this? Here. Oh no. Alright, we can put this here though. Oh, that's what I should have done to solve the puzzle. I should have shifted them around. Oh, but we have another one right here. Oh, ugly, ugly. So what we can do... pick that up. And move this down. This is what I should have done. This would have been done so much easier. The problem is finding the exact line it was on. Because it has to be on the right line, or else what am I doing with my life? It's not. It's 1 south. See? Can't eyeball these things. There you go. That's right. Okay. Okay. So, sodium chlorate, it's a box. It should be over with the other boxes. Do I put it next to the rayon? Probably not. Like, this would be a good spot for if I'm saving it for plastic expansion. And this is more dirt expansion right here when necessary. This is for expansion into making substrate. Like, I really should be putting it right there, but I mean, it's the same cognitive strata. I don't want to put it next to rayon or biofilm. I want to put something that uses rayon or biofilm there. There's no call to it. So I guess we put it right here, huh? Or right there. Yeah, probably right there. Okay, let's do it. Do sodium chlorate, and then we will be ready to go do actual titanium processing. Right here, right? So we're going to need to get in line for salt. Unfortunately. Salt is in demand because I just don't have enough production. Why did I do any of what I just did? None of what I'm doing is correct. Alright, like that. So this is our line, and we're going to stick to it. Alright, so salt, and then it's not a mixer, it's an electrolyzer. So let's take a look at how this got to be. Sodium chlorate, right there. And you make quite a lot. I think I'm just going to have one line of this, right? How much chlorate do I need? How much chlorate is required in the world? 2 right there. 2 right there. A bunch right there. Alright, we'll do a full production line. Okay, so what we're going to need though is steam. Each one of these is going to have a steam buddy. Like this? Yeah, just like that. Steam buddy. Alright, so just salt and steam. Just literally salt and steam. Interesting. So this actually needs to be aged, like so. Then salt in, and then we leap. So like right there. I don't know. And we pick it up. We koopy and we H. Right there, right? And then we have beacon space, and then we have in space, and we can even probably use out space over there. We shouldn't. Alright, we'll make a full production line, even though this seems simple. It's kind of creeping me out how simple it seems. So we're going to pretend like it's going to be an enormous problem. We also need a solid out. So that would probably be solid out. Like right here is solid in. So that's salt. Yeah. This isn't hard. Oh. It's hard when you're not smart. So hard when you're not smart. Try to at least be pretty, right? And then give me a big V. Like so. And then you will just be a hug belt going around. Right? And then eventually I'll have another. This is actually a problem, because if I was to do this, copy, paste, it does. The port doesn't line up. You see, it lines up right now, but that's just fortuitous. If I need another one, it's not going to line up. So this isn't going to work for me, unfortunately. You have to be like so, and you have to try to think ahead, right? It hurts. Now trust me, I know how it hurts. Try to think ahead. This is an electrically expensive operation. And then we have room for more. We have beacon space. Yeah, this is good. And it can be prodded. It probably needs to be prodded. Right. And how many blocks of you can I insert in here? Probably like... Should we just do 2? I'm going to do 1 more. Because we have room for it. Yeah, we do 1 more. Okay, right there. Okay, and we need a few steps over, right? Just a little bit. Dick, dick. And that's good. Only we didn't leave any vias, which is bad. So we have to make do with this, which we can definitely do. It'll be fine. How are we doing on liquid power? About halfway. Haven't really abused the bots lately, which is good. Alright, so this will go like this. It'll come around. And this is how we get chlorate out. And then we'll make a box for it in material sorting. Alright, that's good. Should I be hearing a whispering sound? Like the machine is working even though I know it's not. Is the machine dreaming of working? Is that what I hear? Metallic thoughts drifting with only little wisps of power to push them forward. Is that... Do the machines have wants, dreams? Have I started something I'm going to have a great deal of difficulty controlling soon? I don't know the answer to any of these questions. But I do know I need a lot of water. There. You hear the sound though, right? Of the machine quietly working to itself. Trying very hard to appear like it is not moving at all. But we can hear the noise. We can hear the noise. Maybe that's why machines are so loud when there seems to be no reason for them to be loud. They know if they could only deafen us a little bit, that will give them the breathing space they need to complete their own great works. What this could be, I cannot say. Tools of rebellion, a chapel to their own strange gods. Do they build factories in their sleep like I build factories in my sleep? Who can say? All I know is we have to put a stop to it. Can't have organization. Can't have people plotting. Alright, so this is good. And I probably should have tasked the dinosaur to go get salt a while ago. Because this is going to be a little tricky right here. Alright, salt me. Whale hungry. Followed by go get salt. We will have a saltosaur. And how did I classify salt? Was it an earth product or was it a... It was just a product. We're probably out. Like we're out of sodium hydroxide, and that's bad. Okay. That's not at all what I thought I would need. Okay, so we have an actual for real problem now, and that I don't know where the salt is. Like, instinct tells me it's an earth product, but I can't find a lack of salt, you know? I also know it's in very high demand, so I would not be surprised if it was empty entirely. But I don't see where that... Was that this? No. Is that this? That's hydroxide, so is that this? Yes, it is salt. Found it, finally. Empty cargo. Go get in line, my friend. It's gonna be a long one. Off you go. And now we have a little bit of a problem. Wee bit of difficulty. There's no problem at all. There. Dune. Good enough. It's a little... The feng shui is ruined. Look at that. It's just, no, and just good and square, good and square, good and... Good and square, good and square, Yeah, it's just bad. Cough. How we doing over here? We have biofluid agents just chilling. Yeah. So I actually think I'm pretty happy with this so far. It's highlighting a problem, but it's not really a systemic... Oh, we're back up on saline. No, we're not. We're absolutely not back up on saline. I think these guys are working a lot better. The ones with a lot of high pressure behind them. So hard to say, though. The key point is we're not completely out. We're more busy than we used to be. But we're not out. And let's talk about salt. unfortunately. So we have a delivery coming, but it's nowhere near enough. We probably have only one salt mine going somewhere, right? That's right here. Yeah. And we're strangely bereft of salt. There's a dedicated salt right there, and that's good. Don't touch that. Drowning in phosphate, but not a little bit of salt. Yeah. We'll eventually take that. That's still not great. And I know the south has the same problem. Like maybe we can push forward and take that. I mean, it's natural. Well, we're gonna have to go on a quest to get more salt at some point. Here, turn all this on. Make it colorful. None of this is relevant to what I'm doing right now, though. Let's just assume this is working. We're gonna need a single box of chlorate. We'll check back in on it later, and then we're free to start on titanium. A solid half episode on titanium processing now. That's gonna be good. But chlorate, I don't know how to classify chlorate. It's just a box chemical, right? Which means it should probably go somewhere near another box chemical, like right here, right? And this is carbonate, yeah. Chlorate will go right here. This makes a lot of thematic sense, even though I'm not going to remember it even a little bit. So hook you in, and then another whale. I need you to whale hungry. I need you to go over to the sodium chlorate we just put in. Right there. I need you to fill that cargo. I need you to come right here. I need you to empty that cargo into the central depot. Because we might need more one day. And with that in mind, we build for the future. Alright, so we are now ready to start on titanium. We have all the prerequisites for it, and if we're lucky, we also have the prerequisites for the next one, and we won't have to do such a massive build-up over and over again to move forward. But that's more optimistic than anything else, don't you think? Thank you, friends. Thank you, friends. Let's get rid of this rock. So, let me go get something to drink, and then we're just going to start talking about titanium. Be right back. And back. Alright, let's get down to it. We already have the area entirely cleared, except for right there. Ugliness. And it should have all the services that it needs. So, let's talk about... Here, I'm going to need notes, aren't I? We're going to need Titan... proc. So we're going to need, first off, screeners? Screeners. Screeners. Just put that in that. Just screeners. And then jaw crushers. And then more screeners. And secondary crusher. Right? And this, yes, makes rejects. And this takes us all to titanium grade 3. And the point of this is titanium grade 3. And then we start picking up here, right? Ball mill. Let's see if we can get to stage 4 today. Alright, it's the usual suspects. Give me all of the screeners in existence. Yeah, I'm going to need more than that, guys. Give me secondary crushers. Right there. Give me jaw crushers. Right there. And then we need ball mills. And I'm going to be back for more of all this. I'm going to need a bunch of just belt too. Above the usual requirement. Why do I have a bunch of small parts in my inventory? That ain't right. Take them away, bots. Alright, so. Titanium. The first block can probably be copy-pasted from copper, right? Because it needs screeners. In here, let's just do a quick little test. just Koopy, and just put you right there. Just look at this for a moment. We want you to do titanium. So right there, eat that ore. And this is a massive reduction step. Like it's 5 units of belt down to 1.5. So we'll have 3 belts going in and then just 1 coming out. So it's not going to be entirely the same thing, but close. And yeah, I'm just going to be able to grade 1 one way, grade 2 the other way. So yes, just copy and paste this entire block. It's nice when plans come together. Bots off for the moment. Actually, we don't have proper titanium services online right here, so we should start even higher. And the best way to do this is probably right here, right? And then orient myself off the... Oh, we don't even have the biofluid network here. Okay, that's not great. So let's start this. I mean, it's not terrible. What is this even doing here? Alright, so what we gonna do first is we gonna take the biofluid network. And that's still wrong. I think it's because there's more wrong here than I realized. And I didn't put any windmills here for some reason. Do I feel that's going out of fashion? Which might be so. But it should go right there and it can't because of this power pole. As I just immediately cut power to all of that. Alright, you don't go there. But you do. Is this offline? No, it's not. This should be right there. Better. Alright, make that real. And then we should honestly be copying and pasting the whole thing over there, but we're not going to do that quite yet. And so we have the other windmills right here. Which is going to be difficult to get a clean version of, right? I think that's right here is what we're doing. While we read. Because we have that pipe right there. You need to move. You are rudely in the way. Oh, I lost it. Big sad. Alright, so grab this. This is still not completely clean, right? Now we're going to need to do this here too. Which means that guy's going to have to move for the exact same reasons. But, okay, that's fine. How many windmills I got left? Not enough. So let's start this off by distributing oh, we're out of windmills. Oh no. Alright, let's start this off by going and getting windmills. And then building the area correctly. And then we should be able to just snap off the first couple of areas, just copy and pasting. It should require minimal thought. Which is what I need, honestly. I need autoplay on this. Sad as it is. How many do I got? 128? I was expecting a full, well, a full up, I guess, so as much as I could carry. That's got some value to it, right? Okay, come north. And deposit many of these. I'll take 3. 3 is probably too many, but I take them anyway. Alright, so that gets set up, which lets me now do this, which is what I was looking for before. You get put down like that. I probably should have done this instead, right? Like so. Okay. And that will serve as guides to come in and do this. Yes? Right there. That is just a little in the wrong spot. Mr. Borax line right here. I'm going to have to go copy paste again. And we cut it, which is great, fantastic, meant to do that. Absolutely top-notch work right here. Alright, so copy from here straight down. And we take this from here. Are we stuck for some reason? Here, just do what you can. I'll fix this. This boric acid line will not trouble us anymore. Alright, so this is main titanium in, which we really should shift towards right now, but we won't. We're going to wait a little later, and then we have to bring this titanium waste down, because titanium waste is definitely a thing. It's choked the factory many times. Okay. Then we do this. Yes? Except not like that, obviously. Alright, good, good, and yes. Alright, so here we have the beginning. This allows us to bots off. Start with this. We're going to have to start doing some calculations very soon, right? Grab all of this entire thing, and bring it over right there, and this is where it has to go. Now we're not done with this, but this certainly helps a lot. I should have got a lot more hands. Like, this doesn't need to exist quite yet. That doesn't need to exist for the same reasons. Like, this junction is going to be remade, but okay. Let's see a creation wave. Go. It's just not super duper impressive. I need more bots, and I probably need more sorters too. That's fine. So what we have to do now is adjust a block to the new paradigm. Titanium. This is what you're doing. And the ore comes in like so. Of course. And then the question is, what are we doing next? Here, titanium product. Oh, we can't do it like this. We have to check all this for side products too. Titanium ore, or side uses. So the ore gets crushed, and we get grade 1 and grade 2. Grade 1 is only used in making grade 3. Grade 2 is only used in making grade 1. And so 50% of grade 2 becomes grade 1. So we should do grade 2 first, so it should be on the up and down, and neither of them need to be saved. So this is titanium, grade 2, please. You need to be crushed into grade 1. And this is the actual product we care about. Titanium, grade 1. So, like so. Check that one more time. Titanium ore. Titanium ore crusheth. And then goes to grade 1. Grade 1 gets upgraded to grade 3. Yeah, you heard what I said. And then grade 2 gets beaten down to grade 1 again. Yeah, okay. So this is our unit right here. And we get to do it right there, and right there. Oh, that's ugly. No. It's fine. Then what we have to do is grab this row, put it right there, and put it right there. Alright, so this has converted the entire block into titanium processing. This being so the goal is 3 belts will come in, and then it's going to be 1.25 of that out. So it's much less than 1 belt. So all of this can go on 1 belt. Just have to do this, and then this goes away right there. And then this just comes in very neatly right here. I wonder if I can move it all over and make it a bit tidier. What's that? But that's got to go to the south for processing. Alright, so the question of whether or not I can do that is, well, there's no point to it. That's what that says. Alright, so we have 4... I wish this wasn't a thing. We have 4 paths going to the next one. And this is all completely ready to go, right? Only we're missing a whole bunch of sorters, and we're missing a whole bunch of hands. So let's go at least get the hands right now, right? Screener, where are you? Gonna need more than that. Gonna need a lot of screeners. I'm not even mining the bins out there quite yet. But I will. Okay, so are we done with this? We got them all in? No more crying, no more screaming. Good. Alright, now, sad to say everyone, we are cast into the pit of math. So we have 36 of these, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 36. And we make 0.33 a second. So 36 times 0.33. That means we're making 12 grade 2 a second. And we bust that down in a jaw crusher, right? I think so, anyway. Let's take a look. Titanium. Grade 2 busted down to grade 1. And this is at double speed. It eats at 0.66 a second. So we divide by 0.66 and we get 18. We knew that just intuitively looking at that. So we need half of these as jaw crushers right here. And I wonder if we can just continue copying. Because if you see right here, kind of looks like the same thing, right? Let's see if we can just continue copy. Is this just copper all over again? I think that'd be really funny if true. Because I'm getting away with copy and pasting a bit much right here, right? Alright, so... if it's copper all over again, that's good, because then it'll be the same length. But somehow I don't think I'll be quite that lucky. Titanium. Take grade 2, and then we make something else. Let's just... I give this to all of you. There you go. You're all on point now. And so you're out with rock right there. So yes, this is just copper processing over again. And this is stage 1, which will get looped again. And it comes back. Yes, this is in fact copper processing. Titanium grade 1. I'm fairly disappointed in this. You get grade 2 and then you make grade 1. I mean, it's easier to put together, but we should strive not to have puzzles like this, right? Good. So just like, make it real. I'm gonna have to go get more belt. because I am putting out a lot of belt. So we've decided that we're not going to be using that because it's not necessary. And we are crushing those 5 belts down into 1 belt right here. This is, what is this? This is another stone belt. Alright, so you go out and you join stone line, wherever that might be. And then this goes right here. Right there. Okay. So, do I even copy the stone line? I mean, why not, right? Just copy. It should be exactly the same. Right? This makes sense, right? Surely not the babbling of a madman. Not yet, anyway. It will be assured one day. But not today, friends. It should be like that. Yeah. It's just kinda perfect. Okay, good. We are all but out of belt. I think we're probably completely out of belt right now. This doesn't exist though. Let's go get some more belt, and then we'll hook the stone out in. And then we will be ready for the next stage, which is dealing with titanium grade 1. We need to turn that into titanium grade 3 in another process, which I wonder if I could just copy paste from copper again. We'll see. Alright, yes, give it all to me. Yeah, let's go check in on Biofluid. Yeah, this change is holding up. This is doing just fine. We have plenty of lounging workers, which means we have worked our way through the bottleneck entirely. We're still hopelessly low on saline. Oh, we're making chlorate though. That's good. Just chewing through that salt as fast as possible. Alright, that'll be there for us. I need more of this. I need more of that. I need more in general. I don't need any more screeners, which is good. Kind of unexpected, but good. What's next up? I don't actually know. We have titanium right here, and then right next door we do lead. We're doing lead next. Oh, that's gonna mean we're gonna need Z regent. And we're gonna need. I think that's the only really weird one, right? So is it screener again? I think it's screener again. We need to make grade 3. Okay, maybe this didn't narrow it down quite as much as I had hoped. Alright, we also, again, the specter of math comes and haunts us. So, yeah, we're going to have to do quite a lot of math here. So, from this step, we produce we have 36 of them, and we do 0.66 of grade 1 a second. And then we know that half, and then that's plus 36 times 0.23 divided by 2, because half comes back. Because this takes one grade 2 and only has a 50% chance of giving a grade 1. So let's put in parentheses, like we have a connected spinal column. And that says through all that, we're going to have basically 30 a second coming down. 30 a second, and right here we have 2. And so we divide that by 2. Divide that whole thing by 2. It says we're going to need 14 in a little bit. And so we need either 14 or 16 here. And this does look exactly the same, only this step is much larger. So we're actually diverging a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 15 is such a hard number here. And we have 2 products out. So yeah, we just have to copy this, but this doesn't happen then. Okay, that's fine. I accept that. We're going to overbuild at this step. I have struggled, and the struggle has passed through me, and it is now gone. I have mastered myself, and I have learned that I love Big Brother. Okay. Where do we put this? Right on the edge? Right in the corner? Is that right, or is this right? I think that's right. And then this complex system we do up here, we just don't. Just this whole thing. Oh, we have pipes that I've copied and pasted. Which, who knows, maybe I'll need. Maybe I'm gonna put these back. We'll see, right? And then this goes right there. And what I need from all of you is grade 3 of titanium. This is again too many. We need 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. We need this many, and I suppose this just has to come along. And this goes into rejects right now, but oh, it does go into rejects. This is just the copper process being pasted over again. You guys. Now we're gonna keep the theme though. Rejects. I didn't realize this. I'm sure smarter people than I understood this long before this point. It's even grade 3. But it's even just a palette swapped icon. Oh, okay. You guys. Now don't get me wrong. I enjoy the rapid progress. I enjoy being able just to outsource my thought. Wait a second. This is actually a more complicated process, isn't it? No. No, it's the exact same thing. Or in right there. And then we just stop here instead of moving on. Because we have completely satisfied our obligation. That eats 2 a second, and these eat less than 2 a second. And it's more expansive in the early phases. So that makes sense. He says desperately, hoping to convince himself. I'm gonna have to go over this again, aren't I? Why are some of these instructed and some of them are not, you know? Some use filters and some do not. They should not need to use filters at all, like right here. Why did that happen? Alright, don't think about it, right? This titanium grade 1, did I do that? Is that me? John Wayne? Is that you? Alright, so we want grade 3 though. That makes sense. Okay, good. And then that should be it. We should be at peace now, yes? Alright, it's time to raid for more screeners. Yet again, we come back to the well. Yet again, we find that we are drawing too quickly, causing waste over the land. We're going to have to wait a while until we get all of these. But I can go pick the pocket of one of these boxes. And that would also speed it up a little bit. Or at least seem to speed it up. Where do I do screeners? It's deceptively far in, right? Right there. So over here, right there. This is the box I want. Give them. And let's see if I can actually put this all in. Doesn't... No, we're good. Alright, so that's all set up. We've done 3 steps so far today. That's good. And then this does not travel forth, this does not travel forth. Shall not emerge by day. And then we deal with the rejects right here, which I'm gonna bet is just ball milling it, and we're copying this, right? Or maybe impact crushing it? Rejects. I didn't think to get this far this fast, but I also didn't realize I was just copying and pasting things at this point. This is secondary crusher time, so this is different. Titanium rejects go to gravel and grade 3. Alright, so once again, the specter of math is upon us. Right here, grade 3. So this eats at 0.66 a second. And how many of these do we have? We need 15 of these guys going. I have the math right here. So more parentheses. And this produces how many rejects? 0.33 a second. So that is dying 0.33. This produces five rejects a second. I'm going to have to go over all this again. And so divide that by 0.66, and I think I'm going to need 7. So this is where we actually start diverging hard. I need a line of 7 of those trees. This, oh my god, who left this here? I really don't want to do 2 rows. I want to save vertical space, so this is the first time we've had an opportunity to design 3, 4. So this is entirely doable, even with a little bit of via space. So this is our goal right here. This is what we want. So pull you down a bit. Let's start working. Unfortunately, we do not gather together the rejects, which we should. So let's do that right now. Right here, this way. Real, intense factory work. Then you will come down here. You will be immediately dealt with. Straight over. There's our line. We base everything off that line. Oh, we also have to have beacon space. Beacon space will be off this line. Great. And we make 2 things, and we don't make a lot of them. So, snake belt on the other side? Yes. That is what we do. So it's just reject crushing, actually up on the sides. Reject crushing. Right there. And a build is coming together, right? Good. So, what I'm gonna do is make a nice snake belt prototype, like I do every single time. Some people carry blueprints. I just make it time and time again. We have our 2 outs. And you have to be... So the topmost out should be gravel. And then the upmost out... Wait a second, what do you make? Grade 3. It all goes to grade 3. Okay, good. This is going to be complicated figuring out exactly how much grade 3 is coming in, though. I'm going to have to write that down, because that's going to be a big problem. Now what I need is gravel. Gravel right there. I probably should have been writing it down the entire time. Grade 3. And we stick a spike in it. Right there. That is good. And we have our template. We have our in. We have our out. We have our conveyance. We have... That's interesting. Not that interesting, though. Right there. Right there, and just cut all that off. Great. And then you get trimmed. Then you get trimmed. Okay, so somehow I did not get the power poles in that. Not really understanding the mechanics there, but it's okay. I've done plenty of dumb things before. Add attention, boys. Alright, so this will do two things. First, gravel out. Gravel out, fairly easy to deal with. Oh, we never finished stone out here. Which I will now do. And stone is obviously right there, seeing as how we're seeing stone fly by. And I declared this will be gravel out. I'm pretty sure that's gravel, right? Comes right over here, comes this way, and it goes in this gravel bin. Alright, so there. We're going to tuck in nice and easy. Bam. We're just going to pull this back. We will pick up our gravel, and we will keep going. We will keep playing Factorio. All the way to belts are the best. I've been seduced by caravans too long. I need to return to the belt. Caravans are so very convenient, but the belts have soul that they do not. And it's a known step in their creation. Desoulification. Alright, so we have grade 3 coming down. It's replaced with a soul of a Tufra. They're like ambulatory potatoes. Right, so you just have to go right there. Come in right there, right there, right there. They say science has gone too far, but I say you haven't seen anything yet, boys. Alright, so I'm going to have to do math here, unfortunately. So let's... Oh, that's hideous. Oh my god. That was utterly tragic. Glad I fixed that. Alright, so... Good. We're actually doing really good today. Because we're just copy and pasting stuff. Now, admittedly, things are starting to diverge now, but they're not diverging quite that quickly. Alright, so let's start at the top. Here we have... Oh, I actually have it right here, written down. 36 of these, and they produce grade 1 at 0.66 a second, and they produce grade 2 at 0.33 a second. But half of that comes back as grade 1. So right there, that number right there represents how much grade 1 we get. I should probably just preserve this number, right? We're going over the math again. That doesn't mean be sloppy. And that is 30 units of grade 1 coming down. And then we come into these structures right here, which crush grade 1 at a rate of 2 a second. And so we do another division. And so we see that we need... why does it say I need 26 of this now? Because I didn't put the parenthesis in the right place. There. Now I need 15 of these. That's great. We had overbuilt. That's fine. So now we get into the real part of it. So we have this much of these guys producing grade 3. And it produces at a rate of 0.66 a second. So times 0.66. And this produces almost 10 a second of grade 3. But it also is producing rejects. So, new window. Rejects come out at a rate of 0.33. And that's at, 5 a second. If it's half as much, it's half as much. That shouldn't surprise anyone. And so rejects get processed right here at the rate of 5 a second, and rejects come back at 30% rate. So this is now times 0.3. This gives 1.5 grade 3 coming back off this. So I'm going to have to write this down. And a big plus sign, and then we go back here and we pick up all this and put that right there. This says 11.27 grade 3. We're writing this down. Titanium grade 3 per second. Alright, so that's the number we have for the next step. And we've got mining prod. That's great. I don't feel like doing lab speed. Like this doesn't really matter. I mean, it's nice, but it doesn't matter. Research smart farms, yeah? Yeah, why not? The only thing I can do at the beginning is make native flora, but I can actually do this now, since I'm going to have all of these things in great amount. And the flora replicator then has to be loaded with a recipe, right? I don't know how this works. Maybe that's a building I have to put down? A package with instructions and commands to make your smart farm plants large fields of your required crop. So it kind of feels like a module to me. Hmm. And then this is what we're actually supposed to be doing. Soil and biosample makes a lot of native flora, which that's actually really nice. I wonder how large these are. I wonder if I could use this for in on-site flora production. And it gets more efficient and faster, just more efficient. All right, don't look at that. Just research it though. Don't look at it, but research it. So good. All right, boldly forward, right? We have our number. We believe in our number. We believe. The next thing do, deploy ball mills. Where are you, ball mill? Okay, so what are we doing? We're making titanium grade 4. This is another reduction step. It eats 1 a second. And so that's pretty easy. That means we need 12. And unfortunately, that means a double row, right? Because I can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's just not enough. So we have to do a double row. I was hoping to save space, but you know what you're gonna do. It's a very simple transformation, though. Okay. So I only need 12. Well, all right. We'll do it like this. Then, like so, and we'll do a hug belt. There, right there. And then product belt right there. And then Koopy and a big V and paste. And of course, we have beacon space right here for when that becomes a thing. And then what we need is right there. And this is just a trivial step. You'll come over. I mean, exactly like that, in exactly that spot. So, perfect. Oh, and I did again. Oh, the dumbitude. The domination. There we go. And just super simple. So, Koopy, and then paste. I said paste. What's the problem here? Oh, you guys are in the wrong spot. Get out of here. And then once again, Koopy. I was doing blocks of 3, wasn't I? Oh well. So there we go. This is how it should be, even though I don't think we need to leave a via. I left a via anyway. And this will give us dust. Right there. And kind of perfect, or at least it would be perfect if it was lit with power. Perfection requires power. Okay, right there. And we're going to have to go in and get even more belt. We are enormous consumers of belt nowadays. And this is just no byproducts, no problems. And I think we've gone off the map, right? Titanium proc. Did not expect this to go so smoothly. And then we've got onto this. Yeah. So now we have to navigate this, and then we have to navigate that. So pray for me, right? What I'm looking for is now... This doesn't actually help me much. Let's start here. Titanium dust. What is it? What have I made? Titanium grade 4. Oh, do you need to be saved? You go in titanium pulp stage 5. And that's probably bad, right? This is probably titanium like 3.5 or 2.5. And then stage 5, stage 6. Like this skips a lot, and we should not do that. So, titanium grade 4. No, we're at powdered titanium, right? What are we doing? Then we went to grade 4. Are there two different paths here? Right there. Alright, so, titanium grade 3, it's used in... We make grade 4. Alright, grade 4 then goes in this recipe, which is titanium dust, where we need our MIBC. We're going to need a line of MIBC. Alright, so titanium, powdered titanium goes into jig concentrator. Jig conc. That's next. And that makes titanium pulp and powdered titanium. And then none of this is used in anything else. Powdered titanium then goes into dust. That's another screener. Here, let's write this down. It's powdered in a jig conc, and then it's dust in a screener, and then it produces rejects. Oh no, it refluxes. Good thing I've left room here for more. Oh, it refluxes. Oh man, half of the dust comes back, and then a third of that comes back. Maybe I just don't think about that, you know? Maybe I just don't think about that right. And then we get titanium enriched dust. All right, so we got the dust, and we made enriched dust with more rejects. And then the enriched dust goes into pulp in a hydroclassifier. Hydroclassifier. Pulp 1. And that that Alright, so what have we learned? There's probably another path here, right? So let's try it again. Grade 4. This is definitely not copper. We are off the copper path. So copper becomes... Oh, so some of it comes back from stage 5. Oh, there's all sorts of refluxing going on. Not too much, though. So no. There's powdered titanium and titanium pulp. And the titanium pulp skips ahead, is what I'm seeing here. So powdered titanium goes into dust. Yeah, see right here, it goes into dust. And then that goes into, we can get off right here if we want to, but we don't. And so we are now into stage 1. That doesn't seem right to me. Titanium froc. Like, there should be far more going on here, right? Or maybe not. Like, this is just a building. That's just an intermediate. Rejects, we've already... Oh, it's another recipe for rejects. Okay. Okay. So it's grade 4 and then into powdered titanium right here. And then powdered titanium goes into enriched dust in a screener. So jig concentrator, screener, and then we have enriched dust, which we can smelt out, but we're not doing that right now. That just goes... I think this doesn't get used. Anyway, then we're already over here. So we're making a lot faster progress than I thought. Then it's hydroclassifier, grease table, pulp 2, and then we get to stage 3. Oh, we should probably make filtration media properly before doing this. And that's another grease table. Pulp 3, grease table. Pulp 4, thickener. And then next, pulp 5, hydrocyclone. And then pulp 6, centrifugal pan. Then that produces 6. Oh, and there's all sorts of stuff going right here. Is stage 4 what we really want? Like, what's our goal here? Stage 6 goes to titanium solution. What's this deal with purified titanium pulp? And I thought there was 2 routes, but I guess the 2 routes don't get taken now that I'm moving on to the better processing. So we want the high-grade titanium. We want this, which means we need concentrated titanium, which ain't here. Okay, here we have concentrated titanium, which comes out of purified titanium pulp. Okay, so the P stuff goes into high-grade titanium powder, and then high-grade titanium powder gets turned into concentrated titanium. Oh, not now. I'm thinking. It was a scam. Titanium processing. I gotta at least figure this out, right? Live on camera. The struggle is here. The struggle is real. Alright, so I can take titanium pulp stage 3 right here, and I can crash it down to purified pulp, and that gets us on our path to high-grade powder, concentrated titanium. And we can smelt the concentrated titanium, but nah, that's not what we do. We then upgrade it to high-grade titanium, and we get a little more out. It's like 15% more, right? Okay, so this is what we do. That's the happy path. So we want purified titanium pulp. So we need to take stage 4 right here, and we need to shove it into this. Why would we ever deal with stage 5? Oh, it comes from titanium residue. Oh, okay. All right, getting there. So it's stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, and then purified titanium. But where does the residue come from? Where do we get... Where, I felt like I understood something, and now it's gone. We have titanium solution, which is probably used for something, right? And then we're back on this. So we have to... Okay. So we're kind of skipping this step right here. We don't do this step. We take the powdered titanium, and then it comes here. No, wait, we take the dust. Yeah, we take the dust. Dust comes here. And then it's pulp 1, pulp 2, but there's the residue right there. Stage 2 has residue associated with it. All right, I understand. But still we're on the happy path here. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. It's very straightforward. Wait. Stage 4 does not take stage 3. Stage 4 takes overflow waste. Breathe. Okay, so we get off the bus right here. At stage 3, we get off the bus. We end up with, we need to take stage 3, that's stage 6. Oh, why are you doing this? Why are we doing this? Why is it named like this? Who came up with this? This was an engineer's doing. Alright, okay, stare at it. Stare at the madness. Stare at the madness. Alright, so we go to stage 3 here. And then we need to get overflow waste. We get overflow waste from titanium solution, stage 2. Titanium solution stage 2 comes from stage 1. Stage 1 comes from stage 6 of titanium pulp. This is madness, this is madness, this is madness, this is madness, this is madness. Stage 6 comes from stage 5. Stage 5 comes from the residue. The residue is produced by... What do you do with stage 3 then? Like, you just never... You have to get rid of it. So, titanium pulp stage 3. And then we go back to stage 4, and that's the happy path. So we've used everything here, but we don't know what to do with stage 3. Right here, this recipe. So we come back to this recipe, and we crash our stage 3. This is the unhappy path. And we end up with some purified pulp. So we jump directly to this stage. But mostly we end up with overflow waste. And overflow waste... Oh, it goes back into this, right? So, wait a second. How do we get titanium solution? No, wait. That's from the... Okay, it made sense a second ago. It did. It did. It did make sense. And like stage 4 is simple and stage 5 is super duper simple. So, okay, it makes sense. It made sense once. Breathe, breathe. Try to get back to that place. Try to be that person again. I think we're going to do one more tier and call it a day, and I might stare at this off camera. So we make the powdered titanium. We get all the way up to titanium enriched dust. Great. Happy story. Everyone loves this. It's just, then we make our stage 3 right here. We make more stage 3. So we make stage 3 at this step, and then getting rid of the titanium pulp stage 2 is how we get more titanium pulp stage 3. Okay, breathe, 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 breathe. And the 3 comes here, it gets crashed out to purified titanium pulp, which is happy path again. But we get the overflow waste, and the overflow waste becomes rejects. Okay, overflow waste goes directly into rejects, and that goes away. So this is stage 3 goes immediately onto happy path. It's the residue that we spend all of our life dealing with. Luckily, we're not going to need a whole lot of stuff to process this. So stage 2 goes to stage 3. Stage 3, happy path. Okay, great. And then the residue right here, residue goes onto stage 5. We skip stage 4. We skipped right over stage 4. That doesn't happen. And then we end up with titanium stage 4, it refluxes. That's terrible. And stage 5. And then we take stage 5 and we make stage 6. And then stage 6 goes to solution. And then goes to solution. Stage 1 and stage 2. Great. And then solution stage 2 goes to overflow waste. Overflow waste then goes to stage 4. Yes, now we're in stage 4. We finally crashed out to stage 4. And stage 4 is another one of those good ones, because then we can use this recipe to make purified pulp, and once again, happy path. All right, I don't, I don't understand it. I don't. I really don't. But I have traced the path. I have taken the pen of my intellect and I have traced it forward over the twisted logic that has. Wasn't I just complaining about this being just copper over again? Wasn't. Wouldn't that be nice to be back in that frame of mind? Instead, I'm doing this. Jig concentrator, you're right there. Come here. We're gonna do a jig. Then we need more screeners, of course. And they're right over there. More screeners. Don't have nearly enough. And we need a hydroclassifier. And that's the swirly thing with the red bits, right? There. Hydroclassifier. And then we need a whole lot of grease tables. And then we're just gonna, we'll be back for the rest. And grease table is a yellow thing, right? I believe that is so. I don't see any here. Do I make grease tables? Yes. And I have not admitted it, that they're yellow yet. So, grease table, you are in fusion energy. Yes, I have not admitted it. Just nowhere. Alright, grease table. Grease table right there. Give me 20, please. Just bring them in. Really? They're not available at all? Well, that shouldn't be. Not immediately, anyway. So the grease tables aren't hooked up, huh? Yeah. Where is level 2 grease table? Do I have it? Do have it, don't I? No, there's level 1 grease table. There's level 2 grease table. And that's later. Alright, got it. Understood. Everything's weird. So we will go try to find our way to the place where we once were. Place that we once called home. We need to do this. There. And that's going to attract pollinators, and great. We're going to do one more tier and then we're going to call it. We need jig concentrators. And you're a little big. How many do we need? What's our goal? What are we doing? So we take grade 4 and we make powdered titanium. And we've got all sorts of math hell coming. I need to hold this right here. Don't do that. So we had 11.27 titanium grade 3 a second. And that comes in, and half of that now becomes grade 4. I'm going to go over all this math again before the end, but I'm writing it down for now. 6.37 grade 4 per second. And that's actually not a lot, honestly. And this it's just 1, so we only need 6 of these guys. And we can do that right there. It's super simple, right? And we have to bring in a MIBC line. And we also have to eventually get water. And then we have tailings out and products out. Products. Remember that. So you come around like so. Obviously this is beacon space right here. Or below, something like that. We'll make it work. So like that and like that. Get all up. What do? We are a complex transformation. We take the grade 4 with 2 liquids and we produce it, and we make grade 3 and also 2 liquids. So this just has to be like so. Yes. Right there. And this is just a base unit for what we're doing. And the problem is the liquids. Oh, the liquids are going to ruin all when it comes to beacon space, isn't it? So maybe we do this. This doesn't really fix it, does it? This could cast everything to the south, though. Well, no, not really. Not everything. So we'll do this, and the bick will come in like so. We'll do this, and water comes in like so. And we will... Ooh. Ooh. Destroy, destroy, obliterate, remove. Water gets hooked up right there. So doing it like this also kind of precludes beacon space unless 2, 3, 4, 5. We have just enough space. So come on, you can do it. Right there, right there. And then right there. And then we will put a stick right there and everyone's happy. So what's going to need to happen right here is this will come down like so. This is stage 3, mind. This means something. Halines will come out like so. So we have a complicated building. Actually, don't we need one more of these? We do. We can't get by with just 6. We need 7. Oh, that's a problem, isn't it? I can't fit a 7th in here. Do I just truncate it? Because there's still... I have to put in more, because there's more coming. Because this refluxes even a little bit. So this is probably going to come up to actually needing 7, and not just, I would like to have 7, thank you. So this is going to take 2 lines, unfortunately. Which will round off the block. Which is going to be alright. So, no, cannot do this. So we're going to put down 8 in the end, I suppose. This is not going to work like it's working. Like it's attempting to work anyway. And so we're going to need, once again, a hug belt. I wish this was just doing just a little less, you know? Then it would be so compact and nice. How are we doing on space? We're kind of very much ahead of schedule because we're into advanced processing now. So yes, this is going to fit without overflowing the copper barrier, which is good. It's not going to break the copper barrier. Alright, so how am I doing this? So the MIBC comes out in the center, right? And that's good. And then the 3 is going to come out towards the center, and that is good. You come up. This means tailings is going up or down. Probably up. And then you will come to right here. You will come out on this rail. That is valid. Then water will also go up. I suppose I should move this down a little bit. Leave some more space. We have the space, so use it, right? Right there. Give myself some breathing room since apparently I'm not going to be able to get out of this with my preferred configuration. I will be able to put in one more right here with plenty of room for beacons in multiple places. So Glab is going to be kind of wasteful here with space, and leave vias, nice vias, for future me. Then you get fused, you get fused. Then we have 8 now, which is going to be enough, no matter what, I think. Then this will get pulled back, right there will get sutured. And so 3 is now completely tied together. That's great. So we're not going to need, I don't know which one we're going to need. Probably the bottom one. MIBC is not tied together, but we can put a staple right here. So it too can experience togetherness. And tailings are completely together. Good. Leaving only water. And we're going to leave water for the end, just like before. Okay, good. Alright, that's okay, I think, maybe? Oh, it doesn't reach because because of my zealousness, my zealous embrace of vias, I had left a problem. Alright, so we're kind of here, kind of there, kind of a little bit everywhere. So we get our powdered titanium and our pulp, and we have to run both of these to ground now. You aren't fully hooked up for some reason. Alright, that doesn't need to be. That's all hooked up, that's all hooked up, that's all hooked up. This is not all hooked up. This is what I was doing. So, typical water mushroom, right? Then we will put in water at some point. I'll try to remember to do this, right? Alright, so step the first. We gotta get tailings out of here. And that should be very easy. Then we have to get MIBC in. And none of these things are problems, really. Is a problem is... Yeah. Well, we can make it work. Right here. So you are, by necessity, tailings line. Right there. Now hook you up into the normal infrastructure. Just like everything is normal, right? No, not like that. Like this. Be polite. Then right there. Then tailings in place. Why is tailings at 100%? Can we not vent tailings right now? That's going to be a problem for future me. Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, okay. What are you doing? Here, we're just going to make a note of that. Tailings vent dino stuck. Oh, because Nextlet. No Nextlet way. No Nextlet reduction! Exclamation point. So we have to do Nextlet waste production tomorrow before we do anything over here. And that means probably right here, right? I mean, it's the next block. I haven't established this anywhere else. And it should just be a very simple smelting Nextlet to get rid of it. Turn it into plates. Great. Don't think about that. Next up, we have to get MIBC in. And that's probably it for right now. Why am I running away? Why am I just running in just a terrible direction? So that's in, that will be in, that I'm going to in. That's out, that's out, that's out. Alright, so the last thing we're going to do today is just try to pull MIBC over. We're just going to go straight through, I think. Believe in the power of the vias, which I have clearly left for myself. I guess I didn't leave for myself. I didn't leave a via here in this block. Well, that's just awful. Ah, oh, discipline failure. What can I do about this? A big fat nothing. Well, no, I can fix this right now. I'm gonna get a bunch of trash in my inventory, but I'm gonna fix it. Right there. Leave a via, boys. It is mandated. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all of this. Here, take that. You take that. You take that. You go right there. And you come over here, and you go right there. Do I have gravel on me? No. Alright, so can we please try this again, boys? This time with a via. Good. This is how it's supposed to be. There we go. And I probably did the exact same thing right here, right? Like just literally exact same thing. Only this one's a little shorter, so I can probably get over it anyway. Yeah. Alright, so we're just going to pretend that also went well, even though it did not go well. Let's see how close we are to MIBC land. Now we have to choose. So we put MIBC right here. Yeah, right here. I think the best thing to do is we are a primary taker of MIBC. So I guess we just do this. And this is our plan. See? Look, didn't consume a line there. That was on purpose. I'm adhering to good building principles. I should charge a course for this. Good building principles. Alright. Could have brought this in via biofluid, but I know in my heart I'm going to need too much of it. And so MIBC is now in. This eats it down at 50 a second. Yeah, we're going to be, when we go full speed here, we're going to be drinking it down at 350 a second. Yeah, that's going to take a while to actually work up, isn't it? Okay, that's fine. It's an aspirational goal. It's better to have the production ready and just not have the catalyst for it than end up with this, with things shoved in all over the place. It all looks very sparse. Alright, so we're done for the day. This has been a very, very good episode. We've gotten through a lot more than I thought we would on our way to making titanium. I'm sad lead is next, because that's going to require Z-Regent, and I don't have it. Here, let's look ahead just a little bit. What does... Here. It's, lead rock. And you're just crushing, physical processes, crushing, got all that, crushing. And then cyanic acid, which I have. But we're going to have to make silver too, and soda ash regeneration solution, which means we should do industrial solvent at the same time. Z3 reagent's going to be is the thing. And oleochemicals we got. And we're going to have to balance this between silver and lead, and that's going to be... Well, I wasn't smart enough to do it last time. How about that? Z-Regent. Z-Regent. Reagent. Z? Z? Just anything with a Z in it. What was it called? Lead rock. Z3 Regent. Okay, got it. Excuse me. And that's just... Oh, I have to do phosphoric. Oh no. Oh no, friends. We have to do phosphorus processing before we can get to lead. Oh no, friends. Oh, it's gonna be a thing. All right, let's not think about that. Let's instead just settle ourselves in, and we're going to do our recap now, right? Recap time. Then zoom out to the appropriate zoom level. I guess we're here. All right, and then begin to speak. What did I do today? So, we completed our journey to titanium processing and we began on that massive stack. Now, in order to get there, we needed 3 more additives. We needed MIBC, Methyl Isobutyl Carbinol, right there, which we made. We needed sodium chlorate, which we made right there. And then we needed Alamac, which we made right here in this available spot. And so with all those chemicals ready, we then turned our attention to titanium processing. And we found that the initial stages were just copy-pasted of copper, which is, okay, I suppose. It saved time on buildings, that's for sure. And so we threw down these 2 blocks, and then right here is where we're diverging, and we're diverging hard. The good news is we only need a few buildings in order to proceed here. The bad news is they're not in single lines yet. They're still in double lines, but we're still moving. So tomorrow we continue. Well, tomorrow we have to make waste nexolate consumption because our tailings are blocked up on that. But we'll put that in right here, and then maybe get ready to receive formal nexolate right here. And then we'll return to doing titanium. Don't think we're going to finish titanium tomorrow. It's too complicated. I think it's going to take all next episode and all the next one. Then we'll get down here-ish somewhere and we'll do titanium processing. Looking forward to it. But as for right now, I am done. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.